Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 has Ricky hunt down Laura. So, the positives on this film are, I kind of liked the white aesthetic in the beginning of the movie in the asylum. It made the blood and Christmas decor pop. It made the Christmas tree, Christmas decorations pop. I kind of liked that. On to the negatives. This was a first time watch for me, and I had no idea what to expect. So I was just gonna write anything positive about the movie, but I kept watching the movie, and even the thing I said positive about it really wasn't that big a positive. If I would have known that was the extent of what I was actually gonna like about the movie, or find something that I could like about the movie, I probably would have stopped really watching it 5 minutes into the movie, because I actually kind of did watch 40 to 45 minutes of the movie before I stopped paying attention to it. So, anyways, negatives. For some reason, they changed Ricky's last name from Chapman to Caldwell. It's like the makers didn't care about the first movie, or didn't care about the sequel, or really. It's like they just didn't care about continuity. So, and it's just such a weird choice to make. But that's one of the least negative things I can say about the movie. Like, okay, you broke continuity for one single name. That's fine. Aside from that, there's actually a lot more stuff wrong with the movie. It uses a lot of footage from the first movie again. Like, my God, stop using footage from Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and film your own movie for once. Like, just stop using footage from the first movie. It's not, like, that's also what's making it boring, because I've seen this footage now 3 times, 3 movies in a row. The kills are weak. Most of them are off-screen or not creative. They're just terrible. So those aren't going to be any too fun videos for this movie of ranking the kills. Absolutely nothing happens in this movie. There's nothing plot-wise that's noteworthy. I watched this on the streaming platform Tubi, and I was so glad there were ads for the movie, because it broke up the boredom a little bit. Like, oh my God, thank God there's an ad so that I can go on my phone for a little bit and just not pay attention to it, because I'm so bored. Even when Ricky is choking the girl, it's shot in a way that's just boring, because there's no suspenseful or scary music. It's just him through the door or whatever, just choking her. That's about it. That's really boring. And the last negative is Ricky himself. He's like a knockoff Terminator. He doesn't say much, if anything, at all in the movie. And even the Terminator himself has a certain charm to it in the first and certainly second movie. In Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, the actor who plays Ricky, Eric Freeman, seemed to have a little more fun in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 than Bill Moseley in this movie, in Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 as Ricky. I don't know if that's just a script thing, or like if Eric Freeman really gave it his all in the second one, but who cares? Who cares if this is Bill Moseley? This could be anybody, honestly, because Bill Moseley is from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I think Evil Bong, probably some other things that I can't think of, but he's a decently known horror movie actor, and like, he could have been great. He could have been awesome. This is 3 years 3 years after Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, where he played Chop Top. So he goes from that to absolutely nothing of a character. So, if you're gonna have Ricky be silent, at least get an unknown actor to play him so that it doesn't seem like a waste of a role. Although it probably would be a waste of a role for just about anybody who would have to play this part. So in the end, again, I have no idea how this became a franchise. Even after this movie, I don't even know how they got 2 more sequels after this, because this was absolutely terrible. This has got to be one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Pretty high up there with the worst horror movies I've ever seen. At least for Thanksgiving 3 and even Freddy's Dead to an extent, there is a mildly fun factor for both of those. They're both campy, they're both weird, but I could see people liking that in both those movies. This one, I can't see anybody liking anything about this, really. So this is probably definitively the worst horror movie I've ever seen, and probably the worst horror movie I have reviewed on this. Because even for Thanksgiving 3 and Freddy's Dead, I had a positive for it. I might have had 1 or 2 positives for Thanksgiving 3. Freddy's Dead, I know I had like 2 to 3. But this, I had 1, and that's just like a freebie. Like, okay, I found something. Now we're done. Now we're done with the positives. Let's talk about the negatives. So this is not only one of the worst, if not the worst horror movie I've seen, but this has got to be one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, nothing will ever beat Return to Zombie Island, but this would have to be close. This movie would actually have to be pretty close to that. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, better watch out. You should watch out for this movie. Stay away from this movie because this was absolutely terrible. Thanks for watching.